anytime you get into a project, it's quite often that things are going to go not as smooth as you planned. I was excited and planned out this video and this diagnostic over the last 2 days, and it was warm enough today to get out here in the garage and actually take a look at it. I pulled the spark plug out. A brushing tester, this one that I just showed you. I went to look for an adapter. And looking at the specs, and looking at the specifications, I don't like that. It's kind of hard to see from here, but from our timing mark, our T is actually right there. Looking up in here, that would tell me make sure the bolts, whenever you do that, make sure the bolt is all the way out of the threads. It can hang you up. Another thing when working on old bikes, again, you don't know the history, but there are different tells, different signs that people have been in there. Two that I found. When looking in the owner's manual, the shop manual, from there, oops. They want you to install the tester and keep utilizing the kickstart, kicking it over until you reach the maximum that the compression gauge will measure. My favorite part to not forget is your fuel line. Make sure the fuel has been turned off. And if you give it just a little tug, sometimes a big tug. If not, we have blooper reels for this stuff. Before I take my little zip gun, as I call it, my little impact, I'm going to start everything and compare it with any of the ends of the adapters. Today we're going to find out what the compression is. Once you pull it, or if you do pull it, when you see any of those tells, you hope that whoever was in there knew what they were doing and did the correct repair. When I see a bike this clean outside, and I see that, when I see a bike this clean, and I see that, when I see a to verify timing, comparing that red, when I added the oil into the rings, it seemed to improve. Got some big, I gotta use this. Move this up. And continue cranking on the with this bike without a gauge, I can't tell you how little compression I have. It'll be a little bit hard to see. That's your timing mark you're looking at. And there's a little T stamped in that you want lined up here. T itself. Alright, I got the tools. Let me do this again. Now is also a good time to examine the spark plug for things like cracks when they do get dropped. But especially one that you're excited to get after. Acquired a couple tools. Let me try this again. Oh, that sucks. Tools broke. Ha 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 ha, that sucks. If it's too hot, the worst case scenario, you can put a hole in the cylinder because of the excessive heat. You can see where it slides in here, but that's way too loose. So the idea la 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 la. The trick is to tighten it. Hey boo. Anytime you're excited to I'm going to compare those marks and very carefully you can use your power tools. I'm going to do the same. When I looked at the timing gear, something interesting. Before we check our clearances, what we need to do is make sure everything is in the right part as far as timing. Undid a bunch of stuff, tightened up a bunch of stuff, but missed some major step in reassembling. So, I'm going to wrap up this video. Stay tuned for the next part where we take a look at the head